Hello and welcome back to another painting video. Today we're going to be painting Red Skull. I think it's Master of Hydra, I think that's what he's called, for Marvel Crisis Protocol for our team of Hydras. So let's get our size 1 brush here. And we're going to start with, we'll just do the head really quick, just to see if we like it. We'll do this Blood Angels Red contrast. That's why we have them kind of slap chopped right now anyway, just for the head. Everything else is gonna be regular paints. But so let's get his head painted there. There, and we're done. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get this cleaned up, and then we're gonna do his pants. The art uses black, but if you see me paint Red Skull before, you know I use this German field gray, World War II. It's more of a proper color for this bad guy from this time era. I think it just looks cooler, and it separates it a little bit from all the other people that have it painted too, right? You're not just painting it. Oh God, what the hell happened? This is either gonna explode out of here or, okay. I don't want it to just explode out of this thing. I don't use this paint that much. Only really when I paint Red Skull. So we're gonna get all his pants and his coat and stuff this color. But we're gonna try to avoid the boots right now because those will be black. It's like a green, gray, brown kind of color that I think works really well. You don't have to get back here. Like I say, you can't really see it, so you don't have to go crazy getting it. Now we'll get the undershirt here, as well as the little tail that's going off of the cape. Just getting around. You could do this part black if you wanted to and just make it so that he has a black shirt and this gray underclothes. But we're doing it this way. And if your paints are thin enough, you can still see some of the shading and stuff left over from the slap chop on there. You can even get the belt buckles if you want. We gotta get this guy, just some of it. You don't have to get all of it. If you want to, you can just easily just kind of go in there and brush it. Now we also need to get the top of his shirt here. Avoid the lightning where we can. It's like a weird, I don't know if that's lightning or if that's something else, but okay, and then you can see the top, his collar poking through the top here. So we'll get that as well. Now we're going to move on to his armor. Actually, no, we'll get his boots, Black Templar. And then probably his gloves as well. I don't know. Actually, I think that might be like metal armor right here. So let's take that off. I'm not quite sure here. So, oh, you know what it is. So let's just do the bottom part of the shoe here on both sides. And then the inside of the hand. And let's just look at the top. Yeah, it has like a little armor plate on it. So just do that with this. Going back around here. There. You can probably do a black belt too. It's pretty Hydra-y to have, or German to have a black belt. So let's just get that all done. Okay, now, well, let's try to pull this off while it's, okay, it looks pretty dry. Now we're gonna get our armor color, which is this brassy brass. I thought about swapping it from the box art and doing like the silver and then the color, but I think if he's the master of Hydra, he needs to have this color. It needs to be poppin'. So we'll paint his belt buckle here, and then we'll paint this guy. You're gonna get the Hydra symbol painted as you go through this. It's just kind of unavoidable because of how it's laid out on him. But you can kind of bounce around it, kind of how I'm doing. Or if you want to, you could just paint it. Might help with the consistency of the color later on as well. So there's no wrong answer to that. So let's get his, I think it's like lightning gauntlets or something, and it's probably like some mystical artifact armor. You know, in the Red Skull, right? He wants to collect all the Pokemon of artifacts and magic and stuff, and so let's get that. Get the other side here. Make sure we're getting all of that painted. Now for the gauntlets, the same. We can kind of get in between the symbol here. And the little piece of metal that's sticking there. The same thing for this guy. Looks like we missed a spot with our silver that we'll go back to and fix it in a second. I mean with our green. Let's go back to that brown. It was just this spot right here that we didn't get. You can also clean up around here. Any of those spots that we might have hit on the actual clothes. Like right there. And then right there. We go back to it. And we get these parts right here. Get his armor all painted. We'll have to fix around the joint there. Get the back. This lightning's making it a little difficult in some areas to get, but you can get through it. Okay, and that's our brass color. So this is clean up around the top of the boots here. Then we'll go to our gunmetal color. And we're gonna get the Hydra symbol here. Doing our best to avoid hitting the innermost part of the bronze. Which is pretty difficult. You can switch to a smaller brush if you want to. Even on here we can get just a little bit on there. And then we're gonna should probably use a smaller brush for this part. And we're just gonna tackle those little bits here. It's a little watery, so just kind of suck it out there with a dry brush to clean it up. We're trying to just use the edge of the brush to get all those areas for us. You can also probably get the bottom part here just to separate the colors a little bit more. We can just break up some of this in the back too with this as well. Now for the face, we're gonna use some scarlet to kind of go into some of those higher areas. Like the eyebrows here, the top of the nose, top of the mouth here, the cheekbones. That we can probably brighten up the top of his head too a little bit. And now we're going to take a brown wash, this Agrax Earthshade. Actually, we'll let this dry before we kind of like go in on that. Let's get the deep sky blue for the lightning. And we're just kind of get it in all its like cartoony lightning glory. I like this blue. This is the blue I use for my night haunt. It's a very Skeletor blue. It's pretty thin out of the box, so you don't have to thin it as much. I like to kind of put it on pretty heavy, just because when it dries it looks a lot better for me anyway, for my style, I guess. Ooh, you gotta be careful there. You're gonna hit your guy. So let's get this lightning here. Just move around the lightning as we're going here, making sure we're getting all the sides, all the excess bits here. Let's get all this, get in there. Don't really have to get there. We do kind of have to get back here. Okay. And now while it's still kind of wet, we're just gonna blend some, or glaze some white into it. So we'll get our white. And then with our fairly wet brush, we'll just thin this paint out. And then like from the source, we'll just kind of take it and put it through. At like the tips and stuff, so just kind of get the tops here, hit with some whites. Especially like in the hand here. Okay. Now I think that's had enough time to dry. So we'll take our brown wash and we're going to do it kind of all over the clothes and the armor. If it'll open. So it's our Agrax Earthshade. I don't like to use these brushes for the washes. I like to use worse brushes that aren't as good, just in case, you know, I don't get it cleaned off all the way or whatever. So we're just gonna get like the metallics here. Get all those washed and dinged up a little bit, like maybe this armor was buried somewhere or something. You could also do a blue wash if you wanted to get like a little cheeky and try to do like it's lit blue from the lightning. Okay. And now we'll take some of that white and mix it in with our German green or gray, our German field gray, just to get a little bit of a lighter color so that we can kind of brighten up some spots, some of the highs on him. So like right here, maybe this panel here. Probably get like the arm a bit. And on the back here, we can kind of already see where it wants to be light. Just kind of helping it out there a little bit with a little bit of water. It'll fade as it dries. And then we can do the same with some black. Just put some white in it a little bit. No, we're not gonna do that. It's not really running right. And then we're gonna get the eyes with that same blue that we used for the lightning. So we'll take our smaller brush here. We'll pick him up. We're just gonna dot those eyes. Ooh, and mess it up. which happens when we do eyes sometimes, but we do have our red still, and we can kind of tweak it and fix it a bit. So it looks a little better. You can also mix a little white into the red to get that color to just give us a little more. Oh, that looks terrible. Wipe it off, wipe it off. Just get some like variation here. Like that, and that's what we'll call it. And that is how we paint Red Skull, Master of Hydra, or Master of the World, I don't remember which one this is, for Marvel Crisis Protocol. As always, thank you for watching. I'll probably fix the back a little bit here, just because that blend didn't really work out super great. Which is fine, you know, we tried stuff and it didn't work. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.